What's up guys, my name is Naam. So in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the HEALS Act. Yes, this is what they named it. It means health, economic assistance, liability, and schools. All of these proposals, they have the best names, I swear. So in this video, I want to take a closer look at the unemployment benefits, particularly because there are a bunch of similar videos out there. You guys probably know of Clear Value Tax, Meet Kevin. Both of these channels, they put out a lot of great content, but there's no way that I can keep up with the delivery. But what I can do is break down smaller parts of the bill to do a deeper dive. I have to make things clear, I did not read from a summary from Forbes or any other news website. I read directly from the 168-page bill, so I'm giving you direct information, not a summary of another summary. So now let's dive right into the information. So back in March when the CARES Act was passed, inside of that bill, there was something called the Federal Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. This gave anyone who was on unemployment an additional $600 a week. Since these benefits recently did expire, there were some provisions to this particular boost inside of the HEALS Act. So inside of the HEALS Act, it would extend a boost of unemployment benefits all the way till December 31st of 2020. As a reminder, this is also the same date as PEUC and PUA expires as well. PEUC is Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Compensation, which gives a 13-week extension to anyone who's on unemployment. And PUA is Pandemic Unemployment Assistance, which would give individuals who are self-employed, independent contractors, and individuals who typically don't qualify for unemployment benefits. But the catch with this bill is that anyone who qualifies for unemployment after July 31st until October 5th of 2020, they will receive an additional $200 boost to their state unemployment benefits, which means that during this time, they would just get a flat rate of $200 a week. After October 5th, all the way till December 31st of 2020, you will start getting an amount that will equal 70% of a person's average weekly wages, but not to exceed $500 minus the individual's base state unemployment amount. Hopefully I haven't lost you guys just yet, so I'm gonna break this down a little bit further just to give you an example so you have a better understanding of this. So let's just say that you make $40,000 per year and you roughly make $800 per week on average. If the cap is 70% of $800 per week will equal $560. But whenever you apply for unemployment, you qualify for a weekly benefit of $384. This is not a made-up number. This is a number that I calculated using the New York benefits calculator. So the state is providing $384 and the federal government will be providing $176 to give you a grand total of $560. So to break this down again, within the first 2 months, which is August and September, you would essentially receive $200 on top of your weekly state benefits. Then after October 5th, this is when this whole calculation of 70% of your normal wages will come into play. As I explained in my previous video, trying to figure out a person's wages can be a very complicated system to implement into an already archaic unemployment system that most states are using right now. Inside of this bill, they did place a waiver to continue a flat dollar amount if the state is unable to calculate 70% of an individual's normal working wages. If this is the case, the state can apply to the secretary for a waiver, which will give individuals a flat dollar amount of $200 all the way until November 30th of 2020. But unfortunately, the bill did not mention what would happen afterwards. So it seems like it's a this or that situation. Meaning that if the state would opt into this flat rate of $200 per week, you would just receive this bonus all the way until November. But if the state is able to calculate 70% of your wages, you will collect this bonus until December. So now let's talk more about the fine details of how they're gonna figure out what is your average weekly wages. So inside of this bill, they did give the state some direction of how to calculate an individual's weekly wages, either collecting from the individuals or the state trying to figure out themselves. The states can use a base calculation, which is similar to how the states determine your state unemployment benefits. So this method, they look at how much you made within the last 12 to 18 months, and whichever quarter that you made the most money, they would divide that by 13, and that will give you an average weekly earning. So for example, within those 12 months, your highest earnings were in January through March, and you made $10,000. Based off of this calculation method, $10,000 divided by 13 will come out to around $770. Another way for the state to figure out what is your average weekly earnings is by calculating a year's worth of wages and dividing it by 52. Since there are 52 weeks inside of the year, this will also give you a weekly average earning rate. The one thing that this did not mention inside of this bill is that for individuals who work at restaurants or hospitality where they earn a lot of their income from tips. The thing about tips is that sometimes tips are reported and sometimes they're not. If your tips are reported, you'll most likely show a higher weekly average in wages, but if they're not reported, then this person will most likely get less than what they should get. In addition, they also expanded the requirements for returning back to work. They require states to address individuals who refuse going back to work or refusal of suitable work. This would also apply to individuals who are on PUA, which is Pandemic Unemployment Assistance. People on PUA would be required to provide documentation to state unemployment agencies that they are looking for work and trying to re-employ themselves. So these are the major points concerning unemployment inside of the HEALS Act. Just a reminder that this is just a proposal by the Republicans. This is kind of similar to what the Democrats did a few months ago. So as of right now, there's nothing that's set in stone. Because even if the Democrats do agree to this proposal, the president would also have to agree with it as well. So we now know what the Republicans are looking for in the next coronavirus relief bill. Is now up to the Democrats in the House of Representatives to negotiate. Alright guys, so that pretty much does it for me. If you guys want to hang out with me some more, check out my videos over here.